nothing's really ever, nothing's ever been done about starting school later.
You may remember the murder of Brian Fields.
And you just do the same things at school every single day.
When he was shot dead. School students in Brooklyn are
You can't have any fun at school. There's all these stupid rules at school, and you have to do work at school that you don't want to do. And you barely have any time to yourself at school, and you have to be at school for 7 or 8 hours a day. And school is compulsory. You have to do it.
But the Republican nominee for president doubled down on his claim, as our political editor Mike Flannery.
Why does this school even still existing? Why can't you can just learn things on the internet now? Why does school even exist still? Why is school even still existing? Everyone can learn things online now. I do not miss Larkin High School. Larkin High School, I was so anxious to be done with that school. Most of the teachers at Larkin High School I could not stand. Most of the teachers at Larkin High School were really strict, were very hard, and high school sucks. And yeah, that's another thing, high school. High school is so... High school sucks. I mean, it's pointless, okay? The work that you do in high school, especially in high school, it's completely and utterly useless. Most of this stuff you'll never even use, ever. In English, you have to write essays and stuff about topics that you choose that you probably don't even care about. Like, seriously. I had to write essays about, topics that I chose, like the No Child Left Behind Act, or no cell phones in school. Seriously, who cares? Why do we have to do this? Why is this really necessary? Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to write essays? This is useless.
Some Chicago women are protesting Donald Trump. They gathered outside Trump Tower today and held signs denouncing the Republican presidential nominee.
And you have to read books at school too. Why do you need to read books at school? What are you going to learn from reading books at school?
51% of likely voters believe Trump is lying about sexual assault.
And math?
Only 24% believe the women accusing him are lying.
I always struggled in math. Math is so hard and confusing. And my math teacher, Miss Granke, when I took math, I see her year in high school, my math teacher, Miss Granke, she told us we could not use calculators anymore, and we had to borrow. We had to start doing borrowing and carrying, and it was horrible. It was the worst thing ever. I mean, seriously, why do we have to do this? Why do we need to do this? Why do we need to take math anyways?
Which focused on the closure of a General Motors plant.
And our Fresco team caught this moment of humor from a suburban... it is not easy getting around when you are pregnant.
I mean, school sucks. School really, really sucks.
I'm Dane Flacco live at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. A lot of Cubs fans out here tonight. Not what they're seeing so far, but as always,
what else about school? Well, let me continue to talk to you about the math part. Math is just so hard and confusing. There are just way too many ways to do math. Math is endless. Math never ends. You can just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And 5 times 22, 6 times 22, 600 times 900, 999 times 1,526. Seriously, why do we have to, why do we really need math? And most of my math facts I don't really know because math is just so pointless. I don't really know most of my math facts because math is pointless. And the next thing about school is when I took science at Larkin High School, it was just so hard. It was so stressful. Why do we gotta take science? And why do we gotta take history? Why do we need all these classes? I'm sorry if I never thought that school sucked when I was in school, but looking back at school now, it does suck. And high school graduations, why do we... Graduation rehearsal at Larkin High School was so stressful and exhausting. I was just ready to be done with school. I was just ready to be done with school forever. And I'm in a transition program now, and let me tell you, transition program is better than school, but there's still some drawbacks or disadvantages, but at least it's better than school. School really sucks. In college and university it's probably why do you need to go to college or university? As if high school wasn't bad enough, you gotta do more school after you graduate from high school. Come on, school's never gonna end. You're just gonna keep going to school. You just have to keep going to school and going there. School never ends. You can't get away from it. You can't get away from it. And there are rarely ever any days at school where it's a half day. Maybe once in a while. But it seems like they're making school a full day every day now, even on final exam days, which is a shame because it's just school is just so monotonous. And the computers at school, so most of the websites at school are blocked. All the good websites at school are blocked. You can't go on YouTube at school. You can't go on YouTube at school. You just can't. You can't go on YouTube at school. Can't go on Facebook or Twitter. And it's sad. It's really sad.
Your sandwich looks mighty pretty, Helga. Inga makes a real nice presentation.
It's really sad because you just, school is like a prison. School is like a prison because school is like a prison. Why does school even exist? Why does school even exist? Pretty much everything about school sucks. Who even likes school anyways? There's still people out there that think school doesn't suck, which, well, that's not true. Yeah, school does suck. School systems in the U.S. have not improved at all.
I feel like I'm in some sort of painting or something.
School is...
Hi, Inga. What are you doing in the park? I'm here every day now. I have nowhere else to go. You don't have a job?
No one
School is torture. School is torture. You have to do work at school for 8 hours a day. And when you're sleeping in the mornings, you know you have to get up for school soon. You wish you could keep sleeping, but you can't. And in the winters, it's even worse because it's cold. It's warm under the covers, but it's cold when you get out of bed. And the commute going to school in the mornings, it's horrible. School starts way too early. And the teachers, they have to get up really early too. And school really needs to step up its game.